Our first bit of movie news, like we have all emailed questions today. We've all emailed questions today coming all the way from the UK, and that is the Nerd Zone. Nerd Zone has sent us all of our emailed questions today, so that's all we're going to be talking about. Nerd Zone, first of all, thank you so much for watching the show and giving us stuff to talk about and actually making this discussion happen. So anyway, here we go. Nerd Zone sends in this email saying, big news that's happening near me right now. Keep in mind, you can see it was sent in yesterday. He says, hey man, Indiana Jones 5 is filming near me right now. Harrison Ford is there. And yeah, if you're not entirely familiar with what Nerd Zone is talking about, there's been some sightings. There have been some sightings, you guys. Not just sightings, but we have like actual set photos. And now that I'm thinking about this in real time, I'm just realizing I don't think I uploaded these set photos to my screen. Let's jump into this article real quick. I believe this is from Screen Rant. And yeah, I mean, Indiana Jones 5 has been one of those movies that has been in development hell forever. And now I'm just realizing that this article on Screen Rant doesn't have any of the photos. I'm the worst, you guys. I'm the absolute worst. My apologies. But I'll let you guys look it up. I don't want to spend too much time like looking for this and looking for that. I'll let you guys look it up. They're all over the internet. There's there's Harrison Ford wearing a mask. He's on set. Some photos he's holding like a cup of coffee. Other photos people are like touching him up with makeup. But he's on set. Like he's walking around in the Indiana Jones uniform, costume. You know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. Last month, and I want to say this is maybe like a week ago, there was some speculation just before, this was literally days before cameras started rolling. Days before cameras started rolling. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. There's an unverified Twitter account. It's a Mads Mikkelsen. We know that Mads Mikkelsen is going to be in Indiana Jones 5. We know that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to be in Indy 5. We know a lot of casting announcement about Indiana Jones 5. So one of the unverified fan accounts on Twitter of Mads Mikkelsen, they went ahead and posted this. Now, keep in mind, this is unverified. Is there a good chance that this is the actual set? Could be. It actually could be. But so far, to date, unless you guys know something that I don't, unless you're able to dig up some actual information that is not available at my fingertips at this current moment, this particular news is unverified. Now, what is it that I'm talking about? On this unverified Twitter account, this comes from Waru at Mads. At Waru1322. Like I said, it's an unverified account. But here they seem to be reporting, quote unquote, that they have in their possession, or rather that they have been on set of Indiana Jones 5. And you can see construction crews building what looks to be a castle. Now, if you were at all familiar with any amount of Indiana Jones lore, which I happen to be, you would know that they're in preparation for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which was the third film that was made in 1989. George Lucas penned a script. George Lucas didn't pen the script. I believe somebody else penned the script and then brought it to like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, and they reworked the script. But one of these scripts was, and correct me if I get the title wrong specifically, but essentially it was Indiana Jones and the Haunted Castle. That was one of the ideas, that was one of the scripts that was on the table to get turned into a movie. Now they've used elements from that script and put it into Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We all remember that classic castle sequence where he pretends to be a Scottish lord. He's trying to break his father out of prison, from the Nazis, and goes through and his dad hits him over the head with an antique vase or whatever. Turned out to be fake. But there were elements of the Indiana Jones and the Haunted Castle script that got changed and reworked, and it was a complete overhaul. It was a complete overhaul. Very few elements from that original script got put into Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. But if these set photos are to be believed, if these set photos are real, if these are actual genuine set photos from the set of Indiana Jones 5, if they are actually building a castle, I would like to propose a theory. I would like to propose a theory that they might actually be taking this script, which in the underground circuits, in the underground arena, has actually garnished a little bit of fan popularity. Indiana Jones and the Haunted Castle is a movie that I know a lot of people want to see, myself included. It's at the top of the list. And of course, there were other scripts like Indiana Jones and the City of Atlantis, Indiana Jones and oh my gosh, wasn't the Golden Circle one? Not from the Kingsman movie. I think there was a completely separate thing called the Golden Circle. Anyway, there were so many different Indiana Jones scripts that have been written over the years, but Indiana Jones and the Haunted Castle seems to be, at least in like the Reddit markets, one of the more popular scripts or adaptation. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So again, take all of this with a grain of salt. Is this news? No, not really. This is all speculation. These set photos are unverified. We don't know, like, of course, in right here in the photo, you can see that, there's two different set photos, and then there's the picture of Indiana Jones 5. We don't know who this Twitter user is. All that they post on Twitter are just posts about Mads Mikkelsen. And now here comes this post about Indiana Jones 5 on set. Were they actually there? I don't know. Maybe not. But Screen Rant seems to kind of be running with this particular story. So who knows what's actually happening? Who knows what the story of Indiana Jones 5 is actually going to turn out to be? All we have to do is sit back and wait. It's also very refreshing, you guys, to know that after so many years, we're actually getting another Indiana Jones movie. It's incredible. He's in England. As Nerd Zone points out, he's in England, I believe Yorkshire, filming right now, as of today, June 9th. Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. So it's a glorious day. The last film, I think we can all agree, was garbage. It was a complete failure. It was bad. It was really, it was unforgivably bad. But now that the franchise is out of the hands, the directing hands at least, of Steven Spielberg, we can kind of get an objective perspective on what Indiana Jones should be, or could be, or can be. James Mangold, who's directing the film, also director, I keep wanting to say Fast and the Furious, the race car movie that came out 2 years ago with Matt Damon. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. That one. It was incredible. It was really good. He did Logan. He did The Wolverine. He's got some really great storytelling chops to him. Anyway, you guys, I'm really excited for the... If for nothing, who knows? This movie could end up being a complete ball of garbage. Who knows? But at least for me, I'm kind of excited to see Harrison Ford don the fedora again. But anyway, guys, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know what's off the top of your noggin. All right, you guys. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles would want you to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.